I watched my own granddaughter's wedding photographer wave me out of the family picture. Then someone handed me a name badge that simply read guest. In that quiet moment, I realized I hadn't been forgotten. I had been carefully erased, and everyone in the ballroom seemed to know it except me. The reception hall sparkled with crystal chandeliers and fresh white roses, but I felt strangely invisible. Every table displayed carefully printed cards marked family, while mine stood alone near the back beside distant acquaintances. I smiled politely, wondering when my place in their lives had quietly disappeared. Then the photographer raised his voice with a practiced smile. "Immediate family first, please." My daughter-in-law gently touched my elbow and whispered, "Grace, could you wait with the other guests?" My granddaughter lowered her eyes, and my son said nothing. I stepped aside without arguing and watched strangers fill the place where I had stood in every family photograph for decades. As the camera flashed, a young server quietly slipped a small velvet box into my hands and whispered, "Someone asked me to give you this." Inside the box rested my late husband Thomas's wedding ring, polished exactly as I remembered. Beneath it lay a folded note in his careful handwriting. It contained only 8 words. "If they forget, visit Harold Bennett without delay." The reception continued as if nothing had happened, but I quietly slipped the note into my purse. While everyone celebrated beneath the glowing lights, I realized my husband had expected this day long before I ever imagined our family could change so completely. When I reached my car, I looked back through the ballroom windows one last time. They were laughing together without noticing I had already stopped chasing their approval. Tomorrow morning, I would drive to Harold Bennett's office and finally learn what Thomas had protected all along. As dawn broke, I carried Thomas's ring into Harold Bennett's quiet office. He opened a sealed envelope without surprise, looked directly at me, and softly said, "Your husband hoped this day would never come, but he made certain you would never stand alone." He slid the documents across the desk, and with every page I read, the pieces quietly fell into place. The family who treated me like an outsider had no idea that the future they expected depended on a decision only I could make.